It's Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity, and today is the grand reveal in Carlsbad. And while the guys are putting all the finish work on the rock top dressing, one of you wonderful followers asked on yesterday's video, ooh, how do you do these verticals? So we did not install this vertical. This was here, and I'm just fluffing it up. What this is a wooden frame filled with soil. Then there is like a weed barrier fabric stretched over the soil. And remember, this is all done flat, right, before it's hung up. Then they have installed chicken wire over the weed barrier fabric. Now, I like using sphagnum moss because it's much lighter weight than soil, but hey, either works. Now, all you have to do, if you have cuttings handy, great. If you don't have cuttings and you buy rooted plants, that's fine too. This is a Echeveria Harmsii Ruby Slipper, and I'm just going to cut off all of the soil and the roots because I am going to have to make a small hole with a screwdriver, so I don't have room for roots. And if this is in a shady or semi-shady area in your yard, it's fine. These plants are going to re-root into your substrate, be it moss or soil, in no time. Do not attempt to work with cuttings in a full hot sun situation, particularly in the summer months, because they will burn. It will not be a good look. But you can see here how there's some roots growing right out of that stem. These little air roots happen really, really fast. So don't be afraid to remove all the roots if you need to do that in order to get into your vertical. Okay, so here I've got a collection of little cuttings, and you'll learn some succulents work better than others. What our client has here is mostly Crassula and Aeonium haworthia, Aeonium, little herbicums, and look at how cute the sedum is. I'm trying to add more variety, color, and pop for her. What happened to my, oh, here it is, I'm sitting on it. Okay, so I have a screwdriver to poke holes into the weed fabric. All right, then I can just shove my cutting into the hole, just like that. Boom, done and done. And that's what I'm doing. I'm going through and adding plant material wherever I see it needs it. Well, the vertical's done, the guys got the rocks spread, and it is time for the grand reveal. Check it out. What a difference 3 days makes. Woo, right? Now, this challenging area you see before you, we've talked about ad nauseum, so I'm not going to talk about it again, other than to say we had to create solutions for the thatch issue with all of the palm roots. And Hannah, well, it was kind of everybody, wasn't it? I mean, for the most part. Oh, well, I staged some plants, and everybody does everything.
I thought you were talking about the retention.
But Hannah did the retention. She did a beautiful job. You will note there is a dripper to that mangave because there is no water source out here. So I didn't want my client to have to drag a watering can over there for that.
The majority of the tapestry.
Yes, and Hannah did the majority of the tapestry too. Just so beautiful. So, just little vignettes, right? Taking into consideration microclimates, plants that I know will thrive in this kind of bright light, morning sun kind of situation. My solution for a shady front door, Sansevieria, bromeliad, Tradescantia. There's a little burrow tail piece here that I found in a pot in the back that I just took out and tucked in this pot. All of these things will do great. Just remember, if you do a bromeliad, that you need to water into the cups. Okay, then up top side here, we did, amongst all these beautiful giant birds of paradise, we did variegated attenuatas, bromeliads from Waterwise Botanicals, and a couple of agave variegates
Tradescantia too.
and some tradies. Yeah, this little guy here is a really, really cool little agave that doesn't get out of control or too big. Then we've also got a David Verity aloe up there. I've got a couple David Verities, and we have one little piece of plumeria over in the other corner. This is very beautiful and very tropical. Greg also switched out the sprayers to MP rotators. And we have a little trigona right here. This is all shade until about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So I think that's going to be really happy there. The client had some pot rocks that she had stuffed with Haworthia, and I loved that. So I worked those back into the landscape. We've got a little valve here, most likely for the pool. So I love how Kevin found a pot rock with an opening there so it could be easily manipulated. That was so smart. We can't take credit for this rock work over here. That was already, well, we did the black lavas, but yeah, a lot of this was already here. As far as the retention goes, this has just been elevated so much now. Gordon came today and helped me rehabilitate the verticals, and the client actually did these pots that are up on the bamboo wall. They're beautiful, and all I did was water them. We did some fertilizing on the fruit trees, or not the fruit trees, but the palms, in hopes of giving them a little boost. And they'll also be getting more water now, so I think that'll make them a lot happier. I did sprinkle a little burgundy 3/8 in amongst this chamois beige top dressing up here. I had a little bit in a bag, and I just threw that in as a little sprinkle. Loving this. We have a little lemon tree here. I top dressed it with seashells and jade chips and a little sprinkle of fireglass. We also did drippers in these pots because her apple that she had was on a drip and doing very, very well. So if it ain't broke. She will be responsible for watering this kaleidoscope mangave. And she can do that because there's a hose handy when she sprinkles off her vertical in her pots up there on the bamboo wall. Then back here we have this beautiful tapestry. I love designing around swimming pools. It's about my favorite thing because I feel like succulents, cacti, and swimming pools are peas and carrots. We opted for a Petalanthus bracteatus on this hot, tall wall right here. I think that's a really great solution for height. This little bed right here, we've already kind of talked about. It's very thatchy, very close to the pool, very small. So I kept it very, very simple with rock and just a little Echeveria blue atoll. We got a lime tree in over there on this wall. Also, when you get your trees, your citrus trees from the nurseries, this stake that they're on is mainly just for transport. You're not supposed to leave this thing attached to the stake forever. So what I typically do is take off all of the green tape and just leave it attached at the very top. That gives the tree a chance to establish a strong root system in the bottom without being reliant on the stake for support. Oh my gosh, yeah, so back over there, again, just simple. Remember, we have an HOA that says nothing too close to the fence. So we just kept the plantings very simple. I think I'm doing better at restraint at the third R. What do you guys think? We also very strategically did some rock work to add retention. in areas where the ground was a little on the steep side. We don't want any rock rolling off into the pool, do we? This broken pot was something the client made, and I think it's absolutely adorable. I did nothing other than water it. I think it's fabulous. Again, here we staged, well, this apple tree was already here. This is the one that already had the drip. And you'll note that it is at the end of the flower bed where the citrus is more in the middle, because I don't like matchy-matchy. I think it looks better if you mix it up in terms of your display. So corner here, and just really easy tapestry in this bed. Greg did end up changing out most of all of this irrigation to drip. Over here, we've got a real shady presentation. So we have this on spray for the bromeliads to be sure that they get water in their little cups. And then I'll let Hannah go ahead of me to show you the beautiful potting area. Gordon and I worked over here all morning to just tighten it all up, redo some of her pots, add fresh top dressing, clean, organize, you know, and just make it attractive and pretty for her. Yeah. This is our client that isn't real sure about cactus, so I just brought in a couple little ones for her to kind of see how fun they are, and I'm hoping that she'll change her mind about cactus, so that when it comes time to do her front yard, we can add a bunch. And then here's the vertical. I added, you know, some aloes and aeoniums and sedums and crassulas, and just got that nice and fluffed up. This pool area, all we did here was top dress. I didn't do anything. I left that beautiful yellow jade and just kept that easy breezy. So yeah, this also thatchy with these palms roots. So very simple. Just a few, oh my gosh, I'm really liking the restraint. Just some simple things here. It just looks so clean and so nice. I'm so thrilled with this. You know, how a little backyard can literally be like a 5-star resort. You can indeed have your cake and eat it too. This has been Laura Eubanks reporting from Carlsbad with your grand reveal. Bye, guys.